MMAOddsBreaker. Today we're talking to CB Dollaway, getting ready to fight Lyoto Machida down in Brazil. You're going into enemy territory, but it's a little weird. Lyoto spends most of his time training in LA with Team Blackhouse. You spend most of your time training in Phoenix, and then you're going all the way to Brazil to fight. It's obviously him being Brazilian, he's going to be the hometown favorite. You're going to get booed. He's going to get cheered. We all know that's how it goes down there. You've dealt with that before in the past.
Love it.
Yeah, it doesn't affect you even remotely. It kind of hypes you up.
Yeah, it's actually a great feeling to see fans that are that into the fight, that they bring a certain kind of energy. Even though they're not behind you, they still, even though they're against you, so it still raises you up. And, whenever the fight's going on, just hearing that kind of energy in the building and the passion they have for fights, it's an awesome experience. It's going to be a hostile crowd, and there's no crowd like it anywhere in the world. So to me, it's an honor to fight in front of them, and then to fight one of their national heroes.
Yeah.
And hear that place go crazy, and then hopefully silence the whole stadium.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people talk about at first, like with Chael's son and Anderson Silva. Chael said a lot of really hype stuff. Like, he was talking about his wife and all that, and they were fearing for his safety down there. You don't fear for your safety when you're down there, right? You feel totally comfortable.
No, I mean, outside of the arena, everybody's super cool. Fans come up to you. They want to take pictures with you. Everyone's nice. But inside the arena, you're the villain. I get it. I play the role well. I embrace it, and it's something I'll continue to do, is go to Brazil and fight, because it is that cool of an atmosphere. Like I said, the fans are very passionate about combat sports and very patriotic. They're going to support their hometown guy. I wouldn't expect it to be any other way. And, it would be nice if Americans did that for the American fighters here, but they don't. I don't get it. You go to another country, the country gets behind their guy, and it's awesome to see that. And I wish more of that happened here in America.
It could quite feasibly be where you would fight in LA, say, for example, and they could be more fans, American fans, would be cheering for Lyoto over you, even though you're in America. And it's the same no matter if you go to Brazil, you're still the heel. And that's just kind of how it works out. Is it the way the Americans are, where we're actually, it's a blessing because we're kind of unbiased and we just vote for the guys that we like? Or is it a situation where we're kind of scared to be that nationalistic as Americans and go, no, we're only going to vote for the American guy?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I guess that's a question for the fans. You're going to have to ask them why they don't get behind the American fighters. And maybe it is because America is made up of so many different nationalities that we're not all going to come together, for one guy because he is American. Where Brazilian, that's everyone's pretty well, Brazilian nationality. They're going to get behind their guy. But I also think it has something to do with the soccer down there, how big they are into the soccer, how they get behind their team there. I think they carry that right over into, combat sports and mixed martial arts.
As a fan, if I have to, I first look at the fights objectively. I try to break it down. If I'm stuck at the end of it and I'm just like, I still can't figure out who's going to win, I pick the wrestler. If I'm still stuck, I pick the American. And that's just how it goes. And that's just how that's always been my way. That's the way we were raised in wrestling, especially.
You're a patriot, man.
Remember, I'm a little bit older than you, so I was raised with John Smith having a battle and Kenny Monday having a battle of Russians, and it was a big deal to go over there and go to these foreign countries and beat anybody's ass. That was foreign. That was like our whole thing was we're the American with the ego. We're trying to take the heart out of the bear. That's what it was. And so I've kind of had that mentality, and I still do that when it comes to fights.
You got something to prove,
if I get stuck. But sometimes now with mixed martial arts, the way that they have the match makes done, they kind of make it a little bit easier to pick who's going to win and who's going to lose. They kind of make it a little bit simpler. You're a fan of the sport too. Do you find it a little bit easier when you're watching fights to go, yeah, that guy's going to win? You're at home watching with your family. You're hanging out with the guys on the team, and you're just like, yeah, that guy's going to win, and it just happens.
I'm terrible at picking fights. I've tried to bet. I'm too bad. I pick with my heart, guys I like, I've been fans of them. Like when Mark Hunt fought Junior Dos Santos, I actually even bet on the fight. I was like, man, Mark Hunt was a big underdog. I was like, man, I've watched him. I'm a fan of him. it's like he has that little chance he can win. So, put a little money on him. Obviously, it didn't turn out for me. But yeah, that's my problem. I bet with my heart, not with my head. So I don't bet very often. I'd go broke.
but you train really well with your head. Like, you spend a lot of time. You're really technical. You're very scientific. Even on your days off, you're still doing stuff for recovery. And you probably take your day off. You probably got to work out in anyway, even though it was your day off. So
yeah. Well, actually, I'm getting ready to go do it. Had to do some business stuff with the sponsorship earlier. I got started, and I got 9. It's going to be about 9 o'clock. Finish up this interview with you, and I'm going to take off on like a 20-mile bike ride and just at a light pace, go knock it out, get it done, flush out the body, and be ready for tomorrow morning.
How cold is it right now where you are?
During the day, like 65, 70, but at night it's cold about, I don't know, it's probably 50 degrees right now, so I'll have to bundle up a little bit.
That was the next question.
Yeah, I'll have to, I think I'll probably start doing my rides sometime, once the sun is up. That's just kind of how Arizona is. It's going to be cold in the morning. Daytime it's going to be all right, and nighttime it's going to be cold. But just a matter of circumstances tonight, I have to, get my cardio in. It's just the discipline. You can't skip it. It's just stay in that habit. As soon as you start skipping workouts and taking days off, then it's easier to take the next one off. So I just try not to let it happen. And unless I'm like totally beat down and just need the day off, that's when I'm going to take it off. But if, I have a planned workout and I feel okay, I got to get it in.
Do you ride all the time, even pre-train camp, train camp, and you ride all the way through to the finale of the fight? So do you not run at all? Or is that
I had a full ankle reconstruction on my right leg, and also had my labrum repaired in my right hip. So running for me, the benefit doesn't equal, there's no reward to it for me. I can go run, I can get through it, but then I'm going to be jacked up, for the next day, where I can go bike and probably get about, 70 to 80% of the same workout. And then the next day I'm going hard again at practice. And then I can get on my bike and go again and again. Do I have to do longer time periods? I can't go ride for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, where if I did a run, that's probably all I would need. So I have to go bike for an hour, hour and a half. But once a week, I've been doing 50-mile rides. On top of my other ones, it's a 5-round fight. I'm going to need that longer cardio and that more grueling pace, but it doesn't beat my body up. A guy's over 200 pounds running just beats your body up, your knees, your ankles.
Yeah.
You just don't feel good after doing it, or I don't. And a lot of guys I talk to over 200 pounds, a guy like yourself, it just doesn't. The workout, it's the risk versus reward kind of deal. You go do that, you're down for the next day, or you don't feel good. So I'd rather just bike, go in, have a hard practice the next day, and be able to bike again and again and again and again, and just keep it consistent, keep getting that cardio. And that's what a lot of people don't understand about cardio is you don't have to kill yourself. It's more about staying nonstop for over 20 minutes. Anything over 20 minutes, is going to improve your cardio. So if you can go out there and hit a bike ride for 2 hours, you get your body used to going for 2 hours at a heart rate of, 120 beats a minute. And that's kind of where you want to be, because that's your recovery. Once you sprint and shoot your heart rate up to, 170, 180, it's only dropping back down to 120. And you got to be comfortable moving there, and working there. And I'm comfortable, like I said, for 2 hours, I can do that. And you get enough sprint work in your in your goes when you're wrestling, when you're sparring. And we do, I do some sprint stuff on treadmills, on the woodways, the nice padded ones are a little easier on you, but I'm not running 3, 4, 5 miles on them. It's just short, minute sprints, 30-second sprints, just enough to shoot that heart rate up.
Do you have a specific bike? Like, do you have a bike sponsor, or did you want to just buy one?
I just went out and bought one.
What are you riding on?
What's that?
What are you riding on right now?
A Specialized, I believe it's a Tarmac.
Yeah. I'm actually getting I'm riding a Landshark right now, but it's old. I bought it from somebody else. I'm actually getting ready to get a new Landshark. It's more fitted.
Yeah.
Did you get fully fitted for your bike?
No, I just went down to the bike shop and just really when I got into biking was when I came back from my hip surgery.
Okay.
Because that's what they go, you need to keep that leg moving or you're going to lose a lot of range of mobility in it. And they go, biking is the best thing for you. So that's when I started getting into it. And then I started noticing, I was like, man, I'm getting through my rounds a little better and feeling better. And just talking to my trainer and stuff, and he's like, yeah, it's probably better for you. And I was like, man, I feel better. I feel like I'm recovering better. And, I just started at 10 miles, and I built up to 20, and now I'm doing 50. And before I end the camp, I'm going to do a couple 100-mile rides.
Oh.
I want that grueling pace and just to have in your mind, you can go for that long. You can go that hard. You can get through it. And, if you're physically prepared, it helps you be mentally prepared.
That's a 100-mile ride is long. That's we're talking 6 hours on your bike.
Yeah, it's no joke. But you can do that and it's not going to crush you. It's not like running a 27-mile marathon. You know what I mean? You can do it. And yeah, you're probably going to need to go hit an ice bath after, getting some Epsom salt, get a massage. I'll probably do it on a Friday. So I have the Saturday and Sunday off. To recover. And you just got to plan it like that. If I'm going to do a workout like that, I need a couple days of recovery after. And that's going to be something towards the end of the camp when you're already tapering down and, getting that recovery in there and whatnot. And your days are a little lighter. The sparring's not going to be as heavy. Your workload's lighter. Like we start backing the weights down and everything so you can up your cardio.
Are you going to keep your heart rate about 125 beats per minute for 6 hours?
Yeah, I would like to, right around 120, and it's really not that hard. If you're just going at like a pace, you just set a pace and you go at it. And if you're breathing kind of, as long as you can talk, you're good. That's where you want to be, where you're breathing heavy, but you can still talk. And I'm not out there killing myself on these rides. That's not the goal. There's different ranges of cardio, and I know what I need to make me perform how I need to perform.
Are you riding in a group? Are you riding with a partner? Or it's always on your own?
Sometimes I get a partner. Sometimes Bader or someone will. It just depends. If there's guys in camp, they'll get out there and ride. But I just enjoy riding anyway.
Yeah.
I like getting out of the house. Throwing my headphones on, and you just get your time. You go out. You think about your fight. And run all the scenarios through your head. What if he does this? What am I going to do? If I do this, if I wind up in this situation, what am I going to do? And it just gives you that time to think and reflect. And I generally like riding at night, but just the time of year it's just really not going to be a possibility unless I bundle up. It's not completely freezing, but I'm probably better off riding during the day so I don't get hit by cars. Also, that's the other risk. But luckily, here in Arizona, we have. It's pretty bike friendly. They have bike lanes and they're pretty wide. Up on the B line, which I ride, is a mountain. You start heading up out of the valley towards Payson.
Yep.
So it's a nice incline, and the lane there is about the size of a car lane. You stay to the inside of it, and then you shouldn't have to worry about getting hit by a car. But obviously, there's always a risk.
In the summer times here in Vegas, just like it is in Phoenix, you got to get up at 5 a.m. and as soon as the sunlight hits, you got to be on your bikes. If not, if you wait an hour, you're riding 120. That's just what it is. And in the wintertime, we have to wait till the sun comes up because it'll be, I think tonight it'll be 24 degrees. So, and I know for the folks in the East Coast, they're all laughing at us like, so what?
Yeah.
That's so easy. When you try to get up and go ride your bike, it's silly because it's still dry here, but it's cold. So we're cold for no reason. There's no snow. There's no sleet. There's no ice. It's just cold. You're like, this is just stupid. Like, it's frustrating. But then we have to wear the little, the little lobster gloves and put the booties over your shoes, and you got to wear the long pants, and it's a process. Like sometimes it takes me like 15, 20 minutes just to get dressed to go for a ride.
Yeah.
Is that part of your process? I know there's a system to everything you do. You almost, I don't want to say OCD because that's kind of got a negative connotation, especially with St. Pierre, but all of us have it because that's why we were so good at what we do, is because we have a pattern that we always follow. Do you have a pattern?
I call it a process. I have a process I like to follow. And, yeah, you just know, like, for me, like, if I'm not recovering how I like to and feel, you know, you got to know your body. And after, I'm probably like you wrestled since you were 5 years old, since you could walk.
Yeah.
Like me, we just know our bodies. You know, all right, I need to do this. And you know how to adjust and how to tweak your body or back it off a little. You know, if you know, I've been training for right around 2 months right now. So it's it's going to be a 12-week camp when it's all said and done. You know, if I'm not doing good in my training or something, I know it's not because I'm out of shape. You know, if I was feeling good a week ago and all of a sudden I'm not feeling good, it's not because I'm out of shape. I don't need to up everything. It's back it off a little, pull it back, get feeling good again, then push again. You got to be able to listen to your body. You got to be confident that in your trainers and in yourself. Ultimately, it falls on you. You know, if you're not feeling good, you got to be able to say, hey, I need to back it down for a couple days. And we got to readjust the schedule. So as much as I say it's a process, it's not a B, C, D. This, right. This is how it has to be. There's, you got to be able to tweak it and do, just how your body's feeling. And I want to, like, the next thing I'm going to be doing is more keeping journals of the camps and just seeing, so like I can look back and be like, oh, at this time in camp last time I was feeling like this too, and this is what I did, and start keeping data. Yeah. Really, it's smart.
It's actually the best way, and every great athlete, if you go back and talk to them, they have a journal, and it's always been all the training journals or workout journals, and they run through everything.
Yeah, from training at the train, write down circle how you felt on this day and that day. They have like a manual they hand out. And they did that at ASU, but no one really followed up on it and checked up, making sure you were doing it and filling it out. So, but as a professional now, it's like a benefit to me by doing it, to have my own data to go back and look and see and help reassure yourself.
Well, let's change gears for the last couple minutes of this interview. Arizona State Wrestling. How's it going to be this year? I mean, it's not it's been a big shakeup up top. A lot of guys are out. They're supposed to be in. A lot of guys are vying for national titles and now have been removed. It's kind of not a full shakeup. Like the top five teams haven't shifted around, but it could be quite interesting come March. It could be very interesting come March and how things all pan out. How do you see Arizona State Wrestling doing this year?
I've kind of been tied up in my own stuff, so I haven't really been paying as much of attention as I usually would. I know Zeke Jones has been doing an amazing job. Yeah. I get the emails and stuff and see he's putting together a good system and, getting a good support group, getting the old alumni back involved, getting boosters and stuff involved, getting everybody, involved in the program. And then he's got the right coaching staff. I think we just signed, I can't remember the guy's name, an Oklahoma State kid.
State kid. I don't know. I missed that one too.
What's his name? Shoot. He's a couple-time national champion.
It'll come to you as soon as we end the interview. It'll pop right in your head. That's how it always works.
I'll text you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just damn it. Yeah. But I'll text you as soon as the interview's over and I remember it, like you said. But yeah, we just I saw they brought him on as an assistant coach, so just starting to he's starting to put the right people in place, and I think Zeke knows how to run a successful program.
Yeah. Oops, CB, looked like you froze up on me a little bit there. Anyway, CB, thanks for your... Oh, sorry, you froze up on me a little bit there, CB. Sorry about that. You froze up there right at the end. But
I believe Zeke just signed the #1 recruiting class. They're ranking it. The recruiting class he just brought in was the #1 in the country. So, like I said, Zeke knows how to run a successful program. He's bringing in the right people, and it's just a matter of time.
Well, that's CB Dollaway getting ready to go on a 20-mile bike ride on his day off. He's getting ready to have a little rise. He's going to have a fight against Lyoto Machida coming up here on December 20th. UFC Fight Night, of course, can be seen on Fox. CB, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes, keeps.
You have a great night, and we'll talk to you soon, bud.